Hi guys, so today we are going to talk about this woman right here and really this woman's organization. But before we get started, I just want to make sure that you know who she is. Of course, this is the lovely Sally Fallon, I believe about 20 years ago perhaps. And it's funny because this is still the photo that she uses on all of her websites, on even the info that is still continuing to be on the back of all the new publications of all her books. So I find that really funny that this is the picture. You know, she looks pretty decent and healthy and a normal weight, but if you look at how she actually looks now, this next picture is from her own video that she posted on the Weston A. Price page.
It's just a little bit slightly different here. Is this a woman that you would, A, trust when she's being sneaky like this? Let's just go back. When she's being sneaky like this and showing us a whole different picture from decades ago, and, you know, putting it in black and white. Of course, everybody looks better in black and white. You know, that is the picture she's trying to sell us, but this is who she really is. And so, A, right off the bat, that just makes her untrustworthy, untrustable. You can't trust this woman when she's sneaky and she's just not upfront. If you're going to follow somebody, you really should follow somebody who's going to be upfront with you about what they're eating on a daily basis. They're going to like do video logs and really answer questions, even if they really care. They don't even respond back on the Weston A. Price page. They don't even, there's no even sense, I guess, you know, their sense of community is through the Weston A. Price chapters, but really this is all a big money-making scheme, and I will show you exactly what I mean by that. And today, one of the ways that I'm going to do that is to delve into the idea where Sally Fallon says that that they are not affiliated with the dairy industries or the cattle industries. And she says this on numerous different places on her page. And she puts it just like that. They're not funded, they're not supported, and those are pretty vague terms, and she really can't stand behind these claims at all. So let's get right into it. First, we'll look at the definition of dairy and industry, because it's very important to know what we're even talking about. Obviously, we know what dairies are. Dairies are a commercial establishment for processing, selling milk and milk products. So it's a place where they're stored and processed, a dairy farm, or a dairy business. So keep in mind, Sally Fallon says she is not supported by the dairy industry. So I guess next we have to look at what is an industry, right? We know she's saying she's not supported by dairy industries. So here we have the industry definition. Now, commercial production and sale of goods. So production and sale of goods, specific branch of manufacture and trade, sector of economy made up by a manufacturing process. So as we can see, a dairy industry would be the section, the specific branch of manufacture of trade of the dairy industry. See, like the textile industry is their example. If I were in the textile industry, no matter what, if I was big business, small business, whatever, I'm still in the textile industry. I myself am actually in childcare. Just because I run a very small childcare doesn't mean I'm not in the childcare industry. I'm still very much in the industry. And so Sally Fallon is being really sneaky with her words here to try to make you think that she's not supported by the big dairies and the big industries. But really, even that really wouldn't matter, because that's not what she's saying. She's saying she's not supported by the industry at all. And I will give you much proof in this video that she is. She absolutely is. And more. So, here we're taking a look at the Weston A. Price page. And as you can see, Weston A. Price, get involved. It's about finding this food that they want to sell you. Find it for yourself. So as you can see, there's direct links here to your local chapters where they can get a list of readily obtained, supposedly nutrient-dense food. Visit realmilk.com, which is our special project site. You'll find farmers who sell or distribute through herd shares raw milk and raw dairy products. So you can see right there, we have dairy products, they're selling it, they're distributing it. So they're just helping these people. They're just putting up their names up here and they're not getting supported? Are you trying to tell me they're not being supported by this whole setup here? Really, guys? Really? Critical thinking here. Okay, so we do see they have an annual shopping guide, and you can see that on the annual shopping guide, it's a no advertisement, just a recommendations list, basically. And so that's pretty cool that they do that, I guess. But who do they pick? Do they really want us to believe that they're just picking random people? I don't know. They do also, as you can see, have advertising in their Wise Journal traditions, among other things that we will talk about soon. So as you can see, they're all about promoting these industries. And they do have some sponsorships here, and they do have some subscriptions, and they do have some advertising here. So they are making money off of these dairy industries and these dairy farmers. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if she wasn't trying to say that she was, but obviously she is, because that's the dairy industry. The dairy farmers are part of the dairy industry. It's as simple as that. So you can even see here, you have some different things. There's raw milk chat groups, help Wisconsin raw milk dairies. They're all about the legalities here of this raw milk and this financial section, of our economy where you have people selling raw milk. Save Raw Milk in Pennsylvania. Monsanto sues small dairy for advertising. Now, people think that automatically anti-Monsanto means it's good. And I'm not going to say I'm on Monsanto's side, but I'm just wondering why they want to, ban things if they don't want their own stuff banned. If you're going to if you're going to want to ban, if you don't want raw milk banned, then don't try to ban soy. It's just ridiculous, and it's anti-freedom. Weston A. Price is anti-freedom, and they're trying to ban soy. It's just ridiculous. So, but that's kind of off the point. The point is that they're helping all of these dairies out by doing this. By having these action alerts, their whole site is geared towards this. And, if you want to think that these small dairies are not, paying in some way, shape, or form for this help, then you're wrong. And here, this is just actually from one of this conventions. It was a regional conference in St. Louis that you can see from the Weston A. Price group. This is just one. They have these all over the country all the time, and you can see they have 3 levels of sponsorship and exhibition. 500, 5,000, and 1,500. So this is yet another way that people who are not only part of the dairy and cattle industries, but other people, other companies who, sorry, my cat is trying to get in here and being annoying. So these other people that are selling things, other corporations that are selling things like cod liver oil and all this different stuff, these are the people who are supporting this industry, or this organization, excuse me. So keep in mind, they may not be donating, but that doesn't mean they're not supporting. It's very, 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 very clear here what's going on. So this is actually the realmilk.com, and it just shows you more how they're working with the laws, trying to make sure that everybody can still sell their milk. Okay, and then right here, this is getting really into it because they say they're not, supported, but their main, they are supported here. They have sponsors. If you look at this, the first sponsor that you have, this greenpasture.org, check it out. The first thing they're selling is butter, ghee, cod liver oil, butter, all sorts of stuff that, Weston A. Price just happens to say that you need. Oh, what do you know? So this is like sellouts. They're just sellouts. You can see. And then right here you can see this New Trends Publishing. This is where the non-for-profit becomes for-profit. Well, this is part of the way that it does. New Trends Publishing is Sally Fallon's own publishing company. And so every book that gets written, every book that Kayla Daniels writes, it all gets, Sally Fallon gets paid for all of it. So the more you're reading and buying and selling her books, the better off you are. So you can see how this really isn't just a completely non-for-profit organization. There's a lot going on behind the scenes here, a lot at stake for Miss Sally Fallon. And by the way, Weston A. Price himself was never that big of an advocate of dairy at all. In fact, not all of the peoples that he studied even drank dairy. So what's up with that? Okay, so now we're getting into This is the About the Foundation. You just go to go to the website, go to About, and then you go to the Board of Directors. And so, of course, like you have Sally Fallon up here at the top, and we already know a little bit about her. And I just thought it was interesting here again at the bottom, New Trends Publishing, the cholesterol myth, the whole soy story, all of these. Right there. And also, I just want to keep in mind, she may be, a publisher, but that's really what she is. She has an English degree, you guys. She's not a doctor, not a scientist, nothing. She has high honors from UCLA. That's it, okay? So, then we move on to this Kayla Daniels here, or excuse me, Kayla Daniel. And this girl just irks me something awful. I find it really funny that people who are following Weston A. Price have no problem following people like this, who, just is so interesting to me. Just a random, person got their PhD and was just plucked out and, media trained by this guy, put on the Dr. Oz show, blah, 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 blah. Like, why is this girl given all these book deals? Why is she given all this and that? What's so special about her? Because she's saying exactly what they want her to say. So that's kind of off the topic, but I do find it funny that people, who follow the Weston A. Price, they don't trust the government. They won't trust anybody who, says anything about vegans just automatically because they think there's this huge conspiracy in the nutrition, areas. Yet they're going to believe somebody who's on TV and who is just thrust out of the medical community and put on TV like Dr. Oz and Dr. Mercola. Like, are you kidding me? Those are the last people that I trust, because we all know if you're going to be, conspiracy theorists, you might as well realize that all of the media is owned by 6 corporations at the top. So if you're the one who's getting on the Washington Post and all of this stuff, instead of just sticking to YouTube, you're already discredited in my book, because I don't trust people who are all over TV. Okay, so here we're getting into the kind of nuts of bolts. We have Sally Fallon's own husband here. This has been a farmer for, 30 years? Yep. Oh, no ties with the dairy farmers, I'm sure, right? Is that what you want us to believe? Actually, come to think of it, I think I heard something that he is still a farmer. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, looks like I might have put some extra pictures in here. We have another guy, biodynamic farmer for over 33 years, trying to legalize raw milk in Canada. We have Mark Castle, not only in with the farmers, but also in with the lobbyists and the farmers. So it's like this is the cream of the crop here as far as people that are biased and not scientists. This is policy research. This is lobbyists, you guys. This is lobbying, consulting, work on behalf of family farm groups and business development, okay? This is lobbyist. A lobbyist is a lobbyist. These are not people who have your best interest in mind. These are people that very clearly have the best interest of family farm groups and business development work. This is what you're dealing with here. These are not health people, okay? Lots of info there. Okay, we have another one. Attorney, farmer, and activist. Okay? Wow. Very, knowledgeable in the fields of administrative law, litigation, and appeals. So this, is somebody who's been family farm supporting. And, that's cool if you're supporting the family farms, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to, be promoting this as a diet. You can have a farm, even a farm with animals on it, without selling them and eating them. You can grow other stuff. It doesn't have to be your cattle and everything like this. You can, Anyway, I don't want anybody to go bankrupt or anything like that. But, if something is unhealthy, you don't lie about it. You grow, you change, So here's a different site. This is thecompletepatient.com, and this is actually where I started to find out that, whoa, okay, wait a second. Sally Fallon is telling us she's not supported by the dairy industry, but wait a second. They actually have, in fact, I think I did this backwards. Actually, Sally Fallon, interestingly enough, has her own farm. There you go. She and her husband purchased a farm a couple of years ago, and they have been restoring it, turned it into a world-class cheese production facility. Oh, what are the odds? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And funny how she doesn't want to post this all over her page because she knows that it looks bad. She just wants to go around saying they're not supported by the dairy industry when she really is the dairy industry. Now, keep in mind, I do understand that this is a very small farm, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just because, again, you know, you make less money or more money being a crook doesn't mean it's any or less, you know, bad that you do that. So I think it's funny because they also say that they say here that they're not supposed to be. Strict Maryland laws make it illegal to sell or even privately distribute raw milk. So that's interesting. I'll probably do some more research on that. But then they said right here that they went ahead and bought some blue and cheddar cheeses at the farm store. And interestingly enough, this link is broken. You can't find it. And I just find that it's really interesting that you can order it. You can go get the stuff from Sally Fallon, and you can buy a lot of different stuff at this farm that they have. And yes, I did check it out. It's a real farm. The farm store was broken, but the link to it was broken, but there are other, you know, the rest of the links are working on the site. And I thought it would be interesting to check out some of these reviews. This, of course, is my review here because of what I've seen so far. And then this was a different review from just 5 months ago. An ex-employee basically left the farm, and they're saying that now, under these new managers that were hired by Sally Fallon, they have changed their practices, and not only that, but not told the customers of the changes. And so they have a list of the things that they have changed just so far. Okay. Looks like, sorry, these are a little bit out of order. This is actually a different review. So, this one doesn't really say anything very damning. It's just showing that that they're selling it, that they are actually selling these dairy products. Happy Meats, really? Oh yeah, I'm sure they were so happy being murdered. So, not very kid friendly. 2 hours. Okay, so anyway, that was kind of random. I cut that out. But so it's obviously, you know, they're giving tours, they're selling. This is all a money making thing. Just like Sally obviously is looking for any way that she can to make money. So back to the reviews. Okay, so these are a different review, completely different. Last 2 months, Brian has taken over. They started using genetically modified sugar beets to their cows and use antibiotics. While this has gone on, there has been no advertisement of the changes to their customers. They still advertise that they never use GMOs or antibiotics, yada, yada, yada. So he says he even has email exchanges. And this is on Yelp.com, by the way, if you're wondering. And the quality has decreased. Very, very interesting. This is all stuff I did not even expect to see. And the other email, it looks like I skipped over that, or the other, actually, let me see if I can get back to it, because I really wanted. Okay, here we go, yeah. Sorry, guys. This is the other list of things that have changed. They're now feeding GMO beet pulp to the dairy cows, which means the cheese made in 2014 will not be GMO free. They gave an antibiotic, and then they let the sick cow, you know, nurse the other bull calf or the baby calf. And so that's interesting. And then they also fed the cow's milk to the pigs, so that's real natural that they're feeding cow's milk to the pigs. So they're not GMO free. They haven't told anybody, and they are also using antibiotics. So that is very, very interesting to me. Okay, so the next thing was this. This is the tax return taken from, I believe, 2012. And if you look down here, this is shows you quite a bit of information here. On the third line, you see how much they're bringing in here. So almost $1.5 million. 1 million, almost 800,000, 1,800,000 almost. So that's how much they're pulling in. And then if you see total number, line 5, total number of individuals employed in the calendar year, that would be 3. Okay, so they have 3, and they have 600 volunteers, which is cool. It's cool to have volunteers, but you have 3 people, and then you go down, you keep going down, and you're looking at what you're paying. 3 people are getting, basically splitting $200,000. So I don't know about you guys, but if I was making that much money, If I was making $200,000 and splitting with 3 people, I'd still have to pay taxes. I would still be calling that a huge fucking profit. And for them to sit there on their little fat asses and say that it's not for profit, that's fucking bullshit. Because this is a profit. That's a huge fucking profit. That's a huge profit. And you know, it's just bullshit that they hide behind that, and they try to get you to say that they're, you know, not for profit and they're making so much money off their books. None of that is included in this tax return at all. And they're trying to say that they don't have any ties to the dairy industry. You guys, it doesn't matter. Okay, they don't have to be given money from big business for this to be an issue, for this to be a problem. This is a problem simply because there's a conflict of interest. It's just like the FDA. You can't expect them to honestly look out for the American public's safety regarding our food if they're also trying to watch out for the financial side of the industry. If you're a promotion of the financial side of the industry, you're always going to have that dollar as your bottom line. That's how corporations are. We already know this. We're not stupid. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. This is a lobbying group. This is a pro-farming group. They're not going to tell you anything about the negative effects of meat. Why? Because it's a conflict of interest, not because they're great scientists. It just baffles my mind that people would follow these people when they don't even have the looks to back it up. I mean, at least if you're going to follow somebody who actually walks the walk, looks good, feels good, can run down the street without having a heart attack. Please. And if not, then do whatever you want, but stop telling other people to follow you and give raw milk to babies. It's just fucked up.